You're listening to Wicked Thoughts, a podcast by Flaire Castro, founder of DashoContent. This show is dedicated to helping founders and professionals understand business trends, digital marketing, and how to be a better entrepreneur. Let's get into it in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome to another exciting season of Dash Ed and Wicked Thoughts podcast series. If you're wondering whose voice this is, don't adjust your headsets. Everything's okay. I'm Charlene, and I usually work behind the scenes here as Chief of Staff at DashoContent. But today we're kind of turning the tables a bit, so I'm thrilled to be stepping into the co-host chair to bring you a very special first episode. So, we're kicking off with a deep dive into something transformative in the world of content marketing. And to help us go through this exciting topic, of course, I have the pleasure of welcoming our first guest. Guest na siya. Our first guest of the season, the founder and CEO of DashoContent, and of course, the original host of Wicked Thoughts podcast, Miss Fleire Castro. Hi, Miss F.
Hi, Missy. And to all our listeners, thank you for tuning in again to our new season for Wicked Thoughts and Dash Ed podcast. So I'm super excited to be here. I didn't expect that the tables would be turned and I will be interviewed this time, but this is a good idea for a first season. So I know it feels strange to be on this side of the microphone. So I now feel like the pressure of all the guests that I interviewed in the previous season. But I'm thrilled. So let's kick off the season and let's share with you some insights about the future of content marketing.
All right. So Miss F, let's start at the beginning. Your journey is quite interesting.
Yeah.
And I think our listeners would love to hear about it. No, as you said, most of the time you're the one asking the questions. So we're turning the table. So many know that you did run a pioneering social media
Yep.
agency for over a decade.
Mhm.
Many also know that you are, of course, founder of Content Dash and Dasho Content. But when did AI come into the picture for you? Where did that interest in AI specifically come from?
Oh my. So I think if I share my whole journey, it's gonna take up the next, I don't know, 30 minutes or an hour. But yeah, just to you actually got it right. So I was running a digital marketing agency, the pioneering one in Cebu. It's called 30 Media. And I've been running it for a decade and I know all the pain points of running an agency. So basically, if you are a founder or a head or even a leader of a digital marketing agency, your pain points will always be either finding the right talent, putting together the right processes, and getting the right tools in order to produce content or run the campaigns that, of course, the purpose is to grow or help grow the brands that your clients are, putting their trust into so that you guys can help them. And so with that kind of experience in content creation, digital marketing, all of these, marketing tech that came into play, I realized that there has always been a constant concern of number one always is the brand voice of customers, right? So you have to try and balance, like, the customers want everything produced in their brand voice, but you as an agency, you also have that concern now. How do I deliver on time? How do I make sure that the talent is available in order to produce this kind of content? So when AI came into place, I was thinking, oh no, like, how do we pivot to that? Because just to a bit of context as well, how Content Dash came into play was that because of all these troubles in running an agency, I realized there has to be a tool where you can evolve it from just a planner into something more robust, something like Hootsuite or something like Sprout. So we started calling it Content Dash, or like Content Dashboard. And that became the inspiration and name of the company, Content Dash, which is now registered in Singapore. But to be transparent, we're operating DBA natin or doing business as DashoContent. So that's a context between Content Dash and DashoContent. But anyway, when we were creating Content Dash together with my partner before, the reason was we wanted to create a planner. So we started that, I think, 2021. We registered the company late 2021 in Singapore. So that was the context. We wanted to build a planner. And then eventually we evolved into creating services. And then late 2022, while we were building that whole platform, AI came into play. So now we had to think about how to either incorporate or use AI into the whole workflow. So imagine end of 2022, there was like the talks of ChatGPT, it came in, and people were like, hey, because of Gen AI, I don't think we need content creators anymore. You can just easily create content with just a single prompt. So now, because we were in that space, we're in the space of content creation, we're in the space of marketing, we're in the space of like taking this brand voice, this brand into and making, like little snippets of content for them, for their marketing. I realized, what do we do? Diba? Do we just give up what we're doing or pivot into AI? So of course the answer is, of course, you don't give up, you pivot into AI. And that's how we evolved into creating solutions and services and workflows where AI is first in place.
It sounds like you were able to really identify, of course, I mean, in running your business, your agency, you were able to identify some real pain points in the
True.
industry pre AI, no?
That is
So
true.
how did technology and specifically AI and automation start to factor into your thinking as a potential solution that we now currently offer at the Dasho Content?
Right. So, as the whole technology evolved, and it evolves really fast, like every single day, there's always a new tool, there's always an incremental change to a model. So, as this whole technology evolves, we really could not ignore the potential of AI and automation. So, we know that people are so anxious that they would lose their jobs. And the reality is, it could be true, Um, when you look at the traditional model of running an agency, you have people, processes, and the expectation is you produce content. Everything was super manual back then. So when you say manual, of course, from starting to conceptualize the content, creating strategy, putting together a calendar, producing the content itself, getting it to the customer, getting their approvals, and then eventually publishing it. That's just the whole small slice of how AI could potentially change that whole workflow, because that's the traditional way. Now, with AI in place and automation, there is now that whole change of the way you think, where you say, hey, how do I use AI first into this whole workflow? So instead of manually thinking of strategy, all you need to do is to give your favorite chatbot, maybe that could be ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, give it some context, give it an idea about your business, your customer persona, and then, ask it to create a strategy for you or put together a content calendar. It becomes as easy as that. So as you can see, there's that huge disparity between what it was before and where AI can come in. It could automate a lot of things that are super routine or manual for you. So now with AI in place, we have to recognize that there has to be a balance between where human can come in the strategic level, and where AI can come in a more automated, predictable manner.
Now, speaking of AI, and you actually also mentioned Gemini and some of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
some of the others, no. Let's go more into some AI news that we can
Sure.
share with our listeners. So, speaking of AI, this actually came up in a recent meeting that we had
For sure.
with
Yeah.
Miss Veronica. No, we were very kind of impressed with the recent I guess update
Right.
of Gemini, of Google's Gemini. So we recently found that Google launched its latest open AI models, and it's a really great example of the kind of advancements that are really affecting us marketers. So I know you've heard of this, Miss F. So Google just
Yeah.
launched Gemma. So it's the newest family of OpenAI models by Google. And what I find most interesting about this are these models will come or are coming in different sizes, and the larger ones are actually outperforming GPT 3.5, which is a big deal. in this space. So it means we're getting
Yeah.
access to more powerful AI tools that can generate high quality content. And I think everyone on the team was able to get
True.
on this and try it out. I remember I was going on Gemini and trying to generate an image because you guys were saying how amazing it was. What was your experience trying it out, Miss?
Well, actually, it was Miss Ika that said, "Hey, the images from Gemini are actually outperforming, like you said, open AI models." And I didn't believe it at first until I saw I saw a
Mm,
lot of tweets on X about it. They were saying, "Hey, you guys should try out Gemini. It's getting better." Because it became a laughing stock before. Gemini became a laughing
true.
stock. It became
Mm,
trending because it was super, like their model was just so bad. It became a meme, right? But now
mm,
with their recent release, all you need to do is just give it an image. Imagine from our marketing campaigns, you say, okay, I have this client from real estate. I want this image to be cloned. So you just
yeah.
upload the image and then say, clone this. And it does clone the whole image. It's as easy as
Pretty
that.
exact. Mhm.
Exactly. It just really cloned the whole thing with just one prompt. So that's pretty much a good example as to how AI is becoming super powerful. And yeah, I don't know if we're both excited and alarmed and scared as to where it's. And always is because working with more enterprise level or more conscious brands, they're always asking about how do we ensure that this content we're producing or the AI generated content we're producing aligns with our brand voice, right? They always ask, hey, yes, you can generate this one in ChatGPT and Claude, but how do you ensure that it sounds like us or it aligns with our values? So, how do we maintain this one and avoid the pitfalls of generic robotic content? So, these are the kinds of challenges we're addressing with hybrid content operations.
Okay, so we're now at the meat of our discussion today, hybrid content operations. We like to say HCO internally to shorten that. So, explain, Miss F, did your observations lead to the development of hybrid content operations?
Right. So, in order to answer that question, hybrid content operations came as an inspiration because of the fact that people don't understand what Dash content is all about. But if you would look at our history, we started with humans. And then
Mhm.
in the middle of our building the company, we were disrupted by AI. So it's quite natural for us to become a hybrid content operations partner, right? So hybrid content operations, or HCO, as we call it internally, is our solution to the challenges that I just mentioned. So HCO, it's a modern approach to content creation that combines the speed and power of artificial intelligence, of AI, of all these LLMs, with the expertise of human marketers. So you see, for years, businesses have been stuck. They either have to choose between traditional agencies. And traditional agencies, they can end up being very expensive, hard to partner with. And if you are a startup company, it's very hard to onboard an agency. They would prefer to work with just individuals. And now their only option would either be get a freelancer or just invest in a tool. If they decide to invest in AI, what happens is that, of course, you won't be able to customize it without any hands-on from an expert, right? Because you still have to tweak AI content. I mean, you don't want to see in an era of, or the generic delve and all of the words coming out of your AI, especially if you have never prompted it correctly. So now I realize that instead of getting to choose between traditional agencies or pure AI tools, the most effective approach would be to combine the speed and efficiency of AI with the strategic thinking, the creativity, the quality control of all these human experts that we have in our network. And this led to the development of hybrid content operations.
All right. All right. So, I'm just gonna skip to the next part since you mentioned already. So really it's about getting the best of both worlds, right? So how it works is AI automates the grind. It handles the, the repetitive, time-consuming tasks. And then human experts refine and perfect the work. So they bring in their knowledge, their expertise, their experience, critical thinking, to make sure that the content is accurate, engaging, and of course aligned with the brand voice. And then the result is you have your growth ready, brand aligned content. So Miss F, we are kind of pioneering HCO, but is there any data to back this up?
Right, absolutely. So we're seeing really great data that supports the effectiveness of the hybrid approach. So you have, for example, McKinsey research. They're leveraging AI for marketing spend, and they see 10 to 20% increase in marketing ROI because you don't need humans anymore to do like hands-on, manual input or checking or optimizing your content. All you need to do built-in algorithms or custom-made apps that would be able to track all these spends for you automatically and then optimize the campaign. So now you're seeing growth without much input from the human side. And another one is that hybrid content operations can help lean marketing departments achieve efficiency by reducing content production costs and saving time. So imagine instead of waiting for content assets to be produced because you still have to stage a production, you still have to get the whole crew, put them in a certain location, spend for travel, and the whole day will be spent just, taking videos and photos, all of that. It's too much, like it will cost you time and money in order to do the whole production. But compared to doing AI, wherein you just like clone people's faces or use AI voices or have a tool automatically put together a video for you, it becomes more cost effective in doing so. So if you are a lean marketing department, and I know a lot of our listeners have that kind of setup, right? We can imagine a marketing manager doing everything solo. And then the CEO would just say, okay, just get a graphics designer to assist you. And so you're running a lean marketing team with basically just yourself. So you need this whole hybrid content operations approach because there's only so much that you can do with your time and your effort, right? So that kind of approach would really help lead marketing teams. And another point is that 87% of B2B marketers successfully use content marketing to generate qualified leads. Now, this is quite crucial because not a lot of companies can actually spend for ads. That it is really quite expensive, especially, for example, if you invest in LinkedIn ads. They're the most expensive platform out there, to be honest, if you invest in ads. So if you are a small company, your goal is to reduce your ad spend and increase the organic way that you're doing marketing. The way to approach that is to invest in your content marketing because your goal is to rank on search engines, make sure that you show up whenever people, search for you, the right keywords, and reduce the spend altogether. So these are the kind of information or data that we have, Missy, that will support the idea of deploying hybrid content operations.
So, listener, you might be asking, how does DashoContent fit into all of this? Well, to put it simply, it's literally the way we work, the way we operate every single day, every single hour, in almost every single interaction. So it's really woven into everything we do. We have a whole bunch of digital marketing services that we offer, but they all share the core principle of blending AI and human expertise.
That is true. So we've started with social media content. We've seen that being adopted by our customers and our teammates internally for our own content. And then we expanded into unlimited content because literally you can do unlimited content now. The challenge is always to make sure that it aligns with the brand voice because even clients can always detect if it's purely AI generated. And so it becomes part of our policy that whenever you create AI content or whenever you generate AI content, it has to be edited by a human being. That's part of our policy. But now something that we're excited about is actually our SEO content engine. And it came about with the fact that a lot of our customers love the results of SEO or search engine optimization. And so we created the SEO content engine to support that link building and offsite SEO efforts of our team, of our specialists. So our SEO content engine uses AI to help with keyword research. Imagine all of this done automatically, because if you would remember, AI, agentic AI or AI agents is the core theme of 2025. So we have an AI agent that uses AI to help with keyword research, and then it automatically searches on Google for related articles. It does the content planning, and then it puts together that whole strategy and then starts drafting the whole content. And then after that, once the content is ready, our SEO specialists will see the draft already on Webflow or WordPress. They will see the draft there, and even on Google Docs. Once you see that draft, then our team can come in and edit the whole content to make sure that it's aligned with your target keywords, it's high quality. So this is an example of how we blend the whole automation from AI into human crafted content to make sure that it's optimized for search engines and also engaging for the readers. Because who would want to read robotic content, right? We still want content that's created for humans.
Yeah, so what Miss Flair did there just now is basically illustrate kind of the perfect or ideal HCO workflow. And we actually also apply this in, as mentioned, our social media content production packages, as well as some of our other custom packages as well. So again, AI plays a role in streamlining the process, coming up with first drafts, for example, but then at every step, human experts are involved to make sure that quality is there, that it's really customized for the brands that we're working with. So we actually tried this on ourselves, right, Miss
True.
F?
Yeah. And as always, we say that we are AI first. So whenever we create our solutions, our packages, our services, we make sure that we are the first first customer of our own packages. So as always, the best case study is ourselves. So since we are a startup, we can only, spend so much for ads. We decided to invest in our SEO. And for over 6 months, we've been doing that. We've been creating content in a predictable manner. So we do have like weekly content produced using our SEO content engine. And we've been doing that every month for 6 months until we realized that streamlining this whole blog production can ensure the quality and consistency, and of course the SEO impact. Now, the exciting thing is that we did not only just rank on search engine optimization, we also ranked on answer engines. So when I say answer engines, it's like the AI engines that are very famous right now. We know that it's ChatGPT, it's Grok, it's Perplexity. So the surprising thing that we discovered is that while we were doing our SEO content, we were also ranking on AI engines. And this is something that I'm sure a lot of businesses would want to be a part of. There's a lot of marketers right now that are trying to figure out how to rank in AI search engines, because remember, when you prompt on these engines, you ask for a specific question like, what is the name of this product? Or where can I find a clone of this specific product because it's too expensive, something like that. So you have that specific question. And when you show up on the answers, that's what businesses would want to happen to themselves. They want their own content to show up so that in a way they can pitch their brands and it becomes a lead generation magnet for them, a lead gen magnet for them. So now there's a whole commotion in the marketing industry as to how you can rank on AI engines. And the clue to that is actually doing your SEO really well. Plus, of course, you have to know how to talk to AI engines as well. And that's what we're doing at our SEO content engine, because believe me, when we do it ourselves, it means we can do it as well for other customers. And we're excited to see the results of how AI and human expertise can work together. And as you can see, the results can speak for themselves.
Yes, listeners. So remember, we don't just want to rank on Google anymore, or search engines like that. We're also wanting to rank on AI engines as well. Yeah, so Miss F, I'm sure a lot of our listeners might have questions maybe about hybrid content operations. It's not it's quite a new concept, no? So I've compiled some most common ones that we get from some of
Sure.
our recent interactions. So the first one is, does that mean AI is writing all my content? I can just do that myself.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. Okay. So, yeah, one of our recent inquiries said if it's AI, then I can just prompt it myself and then, why do I need you guys, right? So,
Mhm.
but then the important question here is that if you want to do hybrid content operations, what makes it different? Well, the difference is that we're not just using AI to produce content, because that's true. I mean, you can do that yourself. Why would you need us? You can just prompt it, it will generate, you put it on your blog, that's it. But
Yep.
the whole process of what we're doing is that we're automating the whole process of creating content in itself. So in a way, you don't have to think of what topics, what titles, how to draft your content. That's a whole workflow in itself. So our AI agent, which is the SEO content engine, can do it for you. So imagine the time saved for you into thinking about what to post, what keyword to optimize, how to research, how to draft, how to make sure that it's, being edited, that it ranks in SEO. So this whole thing, the answer to that is that yes, you can create with AI. Do it if you need to. We won't stop you, right? But the whole workflow in itself, we're saving you time, we're saving you effort, and we're ensuring that the content produced is high quality. Why? Because we deploy humans so that it will be tweaked into your brand voice and so that it's optimized to rank on search engine, which is your goal. You want to rank on search engines because you want to show up in results and eventually get sales from organic marketing and deliver value to your customers and audience as well.
So the next question is, how is the HCO model different from what other marketing agencies, companies might be doing right now?
Right. So our hybrid content operations model is different because most of the agencies right now are operating in a traditional manner. Yes, they have AI because they can draft their strategy, they can do that, but ours is agentic. So we are
Mhm.
following the trend of 2025 where we have agents deployed. And I'll tell you, agents are not just attacking content creation. I mean, I know we're talking about content creation here for hybrid content ops, but
Mhm.
the whole space of business operations is going to be attacked by AI agents, to be honest. So, yeah, for us, we do believe that what makes HCO different, our hybrid content operations different from other agencies, is because aside from approaching it in an agentic manner, is we have a platform to ensure that the whole operations and workflow is being tracked. And later on, we're going to involve or deploy features that will make it AI first. And we're excited to be able to deliver that within this year, hopefully. But yes, I mean, it's going to be an exciting year for us with AI
Mhm.
agents.
Yeah, I mean, if I can add, whenever we engage with a brand, a company, we're not just it's not like you're just getting another, like, kind of a production line of content. When we come in, we're really thinking, we think bigger, right? We're thinking workflow. We're thinking of trying to make marketing teams' lives a bit easier. Okay, next question would be, what is the measure of success for the HCO model?
Right. And we've always been data driven. We let data tell our story. And it's
Mhm.
the same with the hybrid content operations model. So data driven results. So what we do is we track key metrics such as website traffic, search engine rankings, lead generation, and conversion rates. In fact, we did build an ROI calculator for our content. So if you guys are interested, it's at calculator.dashocontent.com. It will give you an idea as to what your current setup is. If you have like two heads in marketing and they're creating I don't know, like two pieces of content every month, And then if you outsource that content creation, it would cost you like around, $200 to $500 per article, and then if you engage with our hybrid content operations model, it's going to make sure that you receive really decent ROI for your investment. So try it out. It's at calculator.dashocontent.com, and you'd be amazed as to how we can help you reduce your costs, optimize your operations, and also increase your output of content production. So we provide our clients with that kind of transparent reporting, and we work closely with them to ensure that the content we're delivering is aligned with where they want to go with their brand, whether it's building awareness, generating leads, or making sure that they have sales at the end of the month. We align with them with a goal of a strong return on investment.
All right, Miss F, that's been an insightful conversation. I hope our listeners learned about hybrid content operations, or HCO. But before we end, let me ask, what excites you most about HCO and the future of HCO?
Well, I was talking to a very famous, I would say, in the Philippines, AI champion. And then he said that if you remember the age of when cars were invented or cars were created, do you know what didn't survive? Horses. So imagine that in the age of AI. If everything is going to be automated soon, do you think humans will survive in the whole operations? So I'm not saying that I'm excited that we remove all the humans, but what I'm saying is that humans now will have to elevate ourselves as marketers. We have to become full stack marketers now. From ground up, you should be able to create strategy, produce the content itself, and understand whether it's creating ROI for your customers. So now this is the rise of the full stack marketer, armed with artificial intelligence, armed with augmented intelligence. And that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to see marketers evolve. And I'm excited that it will start with what we're doing right now in the hybrid content operation.
All right. Thank you, Miss F. So as is tradition on this podcast, Miss F, any final wicked thoughts for our listeners?
Oh gosh. Okay. Right. I asked that question to our guests, and I didn't know it will be asked again to me. So my final wicked thoughts, I think I shared it. Like in the age of AI, eventually humans will have to elevate ourselves. We have to become full stack, and we have to become better than all these machines. And that kind of wicked thought is what I want to share, because it's also a challenge. It's not just a wicked thought, it's a challenge for ourselves to eventually upskill, become more valuable for our customers, for our teams, for our basically for the whole community. Like eventually later on, if AI is gonna eat up the world, we have to find ways to elevate ourselves as humans. That's about it.
Thank you, Miss F. So listeners, if anything we've discussed today resonates with you in any way, I encourage you to learn more about HCO and, of course, DashoContent. We can help. Visit our website at www.dashocontent.com. Reach out to our team, and we can explore how we can help. Thank you, Miss F. Thank you for allowing us to turn the tables on you.
Thanks, Miss Charlene.
Next time, it'll be back to regular programming. Don't worry.
Hopefully so. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. This has been very exciting. Thank you so much, Miss Charlene, for arranging this first episode of Wicked Thoughts and Dash Ed podcast.
And that was the latest episode of Wicked Thoughts. Make sure to subscribe and join the host on The Wicked at thewckd.com. Thank you to our sponsors, the company Cebu, Third Team Media, Dasho Work, Dasho AI, and DashoContent, a content team for your marketing department. Tune in for more wicked conversations right here at Wicked Thoughts.